right, crafters, for those of you who are thinking, all right, what am I going to do? What am I going to use? What are my options? Bye-bye, carts. I'll talk a little bit about what we offer. So let's start first with people who are crafting at home, always in the same place, right? So that is where our desk-made product line really shines. So this is the pen and ink Palace. It comes in two sizes. This is the 15-inch pen and ink Palace. This is a 9-inch pen and ink Palace. This is the original design. And when I came out with this, everybody said, oh, we love that, but we need more. We need a bigger version. And so we've got the 15-inch one. They're both exactly the same in every other aspect other than the length. So the trays in the pen and ink Palace pull out. They have a little lip on the back side so that things don't fall off. So if you're pushing something in, it's not going to drop off the back of your tray and down into the back of the box. But the idea is the flat trays allow you to store your markers flat, right? Your double tip markers, you can store them flat. Now, there's a few other options out there in the world for marker storage that also allow you to store your markers flat. What traditionally those containers have a divider for each marker, right? So each marker has its own little spot to go into, which is great and neat and tidy. The only problem with that is when you get another color that fits in between two other colors, you literally have to move every single marker in the tray or in the box to make a space for that other marker to go in. So when I loved the boxes with the little boxes for each of your markers, I'm not going to lie, I think it's adorable. I love anything like that, as most of us do, but it's terminally impractical because you're not going to be putting things in color order. You don't necessarily have to do that, but it's a lot easier and it's prettier too. So when I did this, when I designed these products, that was the main motivation for me to come up with something that didn't have those dividers. So if I bought a new color and it belonged right here in the middle, I could just slide it in between already existing markers. If my shelf was full, I would only have to move a marker down on each level or up on each level, and then I could slide the rest of them around. So rather than having to reconfigure everything, it allowed me to add things in the middle, push things out to the side. The flat trays, so it keeps your markers flat. But they also work great for inks. Now, on the website, the dimensions for both and how many inks they'll hold are on the website. So it's easy to see if you need a big one, a small one, two, whatever you need. But super easy, okay? So the Pen and Ink Palace is great for ink pads, chalks, markers, anything you want to keep flat, or anything you want to be able to slide in and out on that small tray so that you can see things quickly and easily. So that's the first desk-made item, the Pen and Ink Palace. Now when we're talking about things like paints, glitter glues, anything that comes in a little bottle or a little jar, that's where, as a stay-at-home, always in the same place crafter, the stadium arrangers are going to be a great choice for organizing those things. So this is the 6-level arranger, 4-level arranger, and this is just called the stadium arranger. So these are both 15 inches across. These both fit in your companion cart. So if you have the little white wire cart with the pull-out baskets, these both fit in the baskets. These both fit on the top. Well, they all fit in the baskets, but these fill the baskets. These both fit on the top of your paper cart as well. So if you have the paper cart and you've got your paper underneath and you want to have all of your glitter glues or your re-inkers, paints, whatever in the top, one of these is going to work well for that. If you, Leanne can pan back a little bit. I'll put these away right now. So right over here I've got the 6-level stadium arranger. And up here I have the 4-level. So this particular Don't laugh at what an addict I am for glue. I don't know what it is about adhesive, but I love it. I buy it constantly. I have vellum, I have dots, I have runners, I have squares, I've got permanent, I've got it all. I love it. Glue dots, pop dots, sheet adhesives, they're all here. But this is the 4 level. So the 4 level is a little bit wider. I also have a 4 level right here turned on its back that's loaded up with themes of washi tape. You can kind of see how that looks. Now, the stadium arrangers, the 2 big ones, they do have hooks on the back so that if you wanted to hang that on the wall, you can actually hang either the 4 level or the 6 level stadium arranger on the wall. So this is perfect for 1-inch bottles, jars, so glitter glues, re-inkers, those type of things. If you use these are the little shaker shapes. Hi, Petey. These are little shaker shapes from Queen and Company, so those fit in there as well. And then this one is a little bit wider. I think it's actually 2 inches wide. Let me, before I give out false information, just under 2, so like 1 3/4 inches. So that's going to fit bigger paint jars and that type of thing. All right, so that covers DeskMate. So DeskMate is great for people who always craft at home. You're not always packing things up and putting them away. The Stash and Store boxes are kind of a crossover because you can, so Stash and Store comes in 3 designs. You've got the 3 drawer, the 5 drawer, and the 7 drawer. 3 drawer is primarily for ribbon. The 5 drawer was designed for washi tape. It'll hold over 100 rolls of washi tape. The 7 drawer will hold inks, paints, small bottles on the top down to the larger bottles at the bottom. 3 Stash and Store boxes fit in 1 IKEA type cube, or if you bought a cube system at Michael's or one of those places, 3 of the Stash and Store boxes are going to fill a cube. So depending on what you're trying to store. I also at one point used the 5 drawer, red and orange, blue and green, metallic. So I had each drawer loaded up with things by color, as I kind of showed in the bag in class today. So if you are a Nancy not so much, you may be able to get your entire rainbow of coloring things into the 5 drawer, into a couple of 5 drawers. Now the drawers on those pull all the way out, so you can bring them to your workspace, use the products that are in the drawer, and then take the drawer and put it back. So if these are on a shelf somewhere away from where you're working, you're able to pull those drawers out and bring them with you. Each of the drawers, inside each of the drawers, you're going to find these little perforated cardboard dividers. So the cardboard dividers are what help your products stand up and stay straight when your drawer is not full. You can take them out if your drawer is full, which most of us are going to have full drawers. And then you get a little bit of extra space. But as I mentioned, they're also perforated. So if you only want to use 1 divider, you can rip the dividers in half or into thirds and just use the ones that you want. So each of the drawers in all 3 boxes have the perforated cardboard dividers in them. So when you buy them, it looks funky because a lot of times the dividers are kind of out of the drawers in there. But it's all going to be easy to get to. Okay, so that's Stash and Store. So these are for people who craft at home but might move their things around. They do have a little handle on the top of the box, but they are not designed to travel with, right? You could probably destroy them throwing them in and out of the back of your car or in and out of your crop tote. This is the one I showed with the markers and the glitter glues and everything added to it. This is the 1.5-inch punch pack. So, or stamp store and go, punch and go, whatever they're called. I think they're listed as stamp store and go bags or something. So these come in 1 inch, 1.5 inch, and a 2-inch bag as well. This is the 1.5. So if you have more products and this is that way that you want to go to organize them, you might want to go with the 2-inch punch pack, or less products and you could go with the 1 inch. So the depth of it is what I'm talking about. It's going to be 1 inch, 1.5 like this, or 2 inches a little bit bigger. all of them are 8.5 by 11 dimensions on the interior, and all of them have this same little pull-out tray. So I talked about that in class as well. You can pull the tray out, work with the products that are in the tray, throw everything back in the tray, put it in the bag, and put it back on your shelf, right? So super easy, or drop it into your crop tote. So Stamp Store and Go 1 inch, 1.5 inch, or 2 inch. This is our Color Keeper stand and store. So it's perfect for pencils. It will also hold markers, just not as many. So you can get 72 pencils into the stand and store. It folds up into this nice little stand. So if you're coloring, you've got access to all of your pencils pretty easily. It has the little color grids that you get to color in. So this one is for the back. Let me have my clip for my rotating design board there. This is the color grid for the things that are in the back pocket, and it is the flap that covers over. If you're traveling with this, you're going to pull the flaps closed and fold it up to take it with you. Super easy. So if you haven't seen this product, I have to undo my sides here. So there's just a couple of little hook and loop bands with elastic on the side, and then it just folds up. And now you've got all your pencils ready to go. Big pocket on the back is going to hold your color book or your coloring sheets or your rotating design board, which is generally what I put in mine. So that is the Color Keeper stand and store. I think I'm kind of going out of order. That was probably the first thing I was supposed to talk about. And then last but not least, we have a huge variety of buddy bags that work for everything from markers. So we'll talk markers first. This is the Denise buddy bag. Denise has 3 interior trays inside the bag, which is why the markers stay standing up even if it's not full, right? So obviously if the bag's full, the markers are going to support each other, but the 3 little trays in there, I don't know if you can see that, how the little divider trays in there, that keeps everything standing up. So Denise was designed for embossing folders and dies. She works with our medium-sized die and stamp pocket, but she's a great, if you're a marker junkie, she's going to hold a ton of markers, and the shorter ones. So Copic, Spectrum Noir, Colorista, they're all going to fit in the Denise bag. So you can carry her like this, you can store her like this, but when you're using it, you're going to be able to open it and pull things in and out. So you're going to store your double tip markers flat. One of the questions people ask me all the time is, they say, well, I like to have the Deborah bag, but I know I need to store my markers flat. How do I do that? And the answer is just turn it on its side or store it this way. Right now your markers are flat, and when you're going to use them, you just can stand up the bag. Both the Terry, which is good for longer markers like Tombow, Stephanie Bernard, Artist Loft, those are going to fit nicely in the Terry bag. And the Deborah bag, they both operate the same way. When you open up the lid, you can roll it back. It has an extra piece of hook fabric on the back of the bag, so when you roll back that lid, it's going to stay open, and now you can get to your markers while you're working. So Deborah is ideal for shorter markers. So these are Zig, Copic, Spectrum Noir, Stampin' Up, that length of marker, perfect in this bag. If you have something that's a little bit longer, Artist Loft, Stephanie Bernard, Tombow, you're going to want to use the Terry bag. The Terry bag will also work for markers that are like the length of Zig as well, but it just has a little more height for those slightly longer markers. So markers, Denise, Terry, or Deborah. Ink pads all over the map, all different sizes, right? So whether you're using, this is Sue. So Sue is perfect for Stampin' Up. You can get 10 Stampin' Up ink pads into a Sue bag, 10 which is, my understanding, a Stampin' Up family. One of the nice things about these two, I don't know if you can see it, if you can you can zoom in on that, Leanne. You can see that there's a bunch of ink on the outside of this ink pad. Well, it leaked inside the bag. One of the nice things about having your inks, if you're traveling with them in something like this, is it leaked in the bag. It didn't get on everything else, so I was able to open the bag, wipe out the bag, and reseal the ink pad. I had to put a piece of tape on it. It didn't want to stay closed. I don't know if the closure on it is broken, but everything was contained. And because it's plastic, I was just able to wipe the ink off of it when I got to where I was going with that. So, color box. This is the Monica bag. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There are 11 ink pads stacked up here. I stuffed 2 more on this side there just because I had 2 more and I want to put them in there. So you can put 11 to 13 color box type ink pads in the Monica bag. The Monica bag is also going to hold, I think, 16 quick quotes inks. What else fits in here? Stamper's Fun Journey fits in this one. So anything that has that kind of squarish shape is going to be a good, the Monica bag is a good option for that. If you love Stephanie Bernard, and you all know I do, this is the Gale bag. These are loaded with Stephanie Bernard inks. And I can get 12 Stephanie Bernard inks, which is 2 sets, right? Each set is 6 ink pads, I believe. I can get 2 sets in one Gale bag. I can store them flat if I want to, but if you know Stephanie, you know she says, hey, my ink pads are super juicy. You don't have to store them flat. So you can stand it up or you can lay it flat if you prefer to do that. That's the Gale bag. Again with Stephanie, if you love her little inks that match the big inks, so they come in a set of 6. This is the Teresa bag, 6 of the mini inks. And I've also stored right in with the mini inks the little pads for each color. So I've got the pads for that, and I also have room in here, stuck on my hook and loop, for the actual handle. So I've got the pads that match the inks and the actual handle, and they're all packed together in one nice, neat little bundle here. Now, color box, again, Stephanie Bernard is a color box artist. Color box makes the same size little ink pads in their own brand. So if you're using those are going to fit in here as well. So I've got the pads, I got the handle, and I've got all the inks in that. So that's the Teresa buddy bag. What else am I missing? I am missing the Leanne bag, which is over here on this cart. So Leanne, if you're unfamiliar, if you haven't met Leanne, Leanne is our newest buddy bag, and she is quite a big girl. Leanne is nice and tall and lean, and she will hold a ton of ink pads. We were playing with the Quick Quotes inks. Sorry for the noise. If you are a Quick Quotes junkie, the Leanne bag will hold 42. Actually, you could probably get 44 in there, but stacked up, you're going to be able to go 7 across and 6 high. And so you'll be able to get 42 Quick Quotes inks in there. I think with the Stephanie Bernard size inks, I think you can get 4 across and 6 high. So like 24. Almost any of the ink pads I've tried fit in this bag. Tim Holtz, because of the square shape, they're not ideal in here. They really do work best in that Edna bag. Like this. So I would just, the oxide inks, those are perfect in the Edna bag. When you look at the Edna bag online, it says ribbon, and it shows ribbon, and it looks rounded. Well, it only looks rounded because the ribbon in there is round, so it forces the plastic top, which is flexible, to be round. But it is, in fact, the same bag. This is a really common question. I want the Tim Holtz bag, but it's different than the ribbon bag. It's not. It's the same thing. Okay. So Catherine Pooler also fits in this size stuff. So Catherine Pooler, Color Box, Fun Stamper's Journey, any of those about that shape are going to go. Monica, Gale, or if you have a ton of inks, then you might want to look at the Leanne bag as your option to put all of those together. Did I miss anything on my list here? Oh, the color box, if you have less color box inks, then this is the Monica bag, and so she's perfect for a smaller collection, or not color box, sorry, quick quotes inks, and you can put 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, like 16 in one Monica bag. And again, you can store it flat. You know, you're going to store them this way, 4 across and 4 up, and be able to store it flat if you want to keep them flat. And again, remember, you can put them in upside down, or you can store your bag upside down. So if your color box ink, if you want to store your color box inks upside down, you're just going to tip that bag over this way, and that's going to store it upside down. Let that ink flow to the top of the pad. The Edna bag, the Teresa bag, both work great. So this is Edna and this is Teresa. These both work great. This will hold, for glitter glues and reinkers, this will hold 10 little reinker or glitter glue bottles. The Edna bag will hold 30. So these are on the handout from the class handout, which is linked to the class in the website. So that's what each of the bags here is going to show you, the different types of products that'll fit in it. And that is the second to the last page of the handout. And the last page of the handout is just notes. So that's what you want to look for. And then the first page is going to show you and link to the Color Keeper stand and store, the stash and store boxes, and then all of the desk main things. So those are all in the handout from today's class. I think that about covers it. As always, if you have questions, you can email us at customerservice@totally-tiffany.com. You can call us 253-284-9200. I have to be careful there because one time I gave out my cell phone number and then Leanne was laughing at me. Or you can ask questions on Facebook as well. So thanks so much for taking a few minutes to learn about all the products that we offer that can really help you get your crafting, coloring things organized and accessible. For those of you who are joining me for the Get Organized Challenge, I'll see you next Tuesday.